The Customer Experience Index, or the CEI, was created in 2007 as a benchmark and a tool for banks to measure the quality and consistency of the experience they provide to retail banking customers. The index measures things that matter to customers most at the initial interaction that they have with the bank. And that starts with the brand, communications, environment, staff culture, and the offering, the services and products that banks provide to customers. Since this is the 5th time that we're doing the study, we've been able to look at how banks performed historically over the last 5 years, as well as how their branches performed compared to each other. Some of the most notable developments that we've observed this year is Alpha Bank's continued leadership in the top 10. In fact, they're number 1 all 5 years since 2007. Sberbank's emergence to the top 10 for the first time since 2007, which is a loud and clear indicator to the market that the giant bank, the largest bank in Russia, is waking up and providing added competition to the rest of the market. Beware. Home credit bank's sudden emergence to the top 10 for the first time ever since we've done this study. MDM Bank's disappointing fall from the top 10 and placing near the bottom of the rating. And the overall market tendency that it's not a foregone conclusion that if you've performed 1 year very well that you're going to stay at the top. Things constantly changing, and that's why we're doing the study, and every year we're finding out something new. We've observed a rise in performance of banks in the culture area, which is a common thing among those that are the leaders in the top 10 or those that have shown the most impressive growth results in the study. And that tells us one thing, that banks are paying more attention to staff culture, and it's probably a good thing because that is something that stimulates customer relationships. Some banks are doing this in a very focused way that reflects the changes that they're introducing in their companies, and it comes out through brand communications, the points of contact that they have with customers. We've all seen some pretty innovative, new, shiny branches around the city, but other companies are doing this sort of in a cosmetic way, and I'm afraid in such cases the changes that they're introducing are going to be either temporary or unsustainable in the long term. The bottom line is that the banks are changing, the market is changing, everything is becoming rather fast. Customers are learning new things and are expecting a greater level of service, for example, from banks. So it's going to be important for banks to keep pace with the customers and keep satisfying them and maybe even exceeding their expectations every year through their products and services and how they behave with customers, but most importantly the quality of the relationship that they promise their customers, and that promise needs to be fulfilled. I hope that reading this study, bankers will be able to see the reflection in the mirror and figure out what they ought to do next.